Well, history made again by you and your team. Your reaction?
Good win, important win. I would say clinical win. I think we learned the lessons from the away game, being more balanced and more patient. I think we controlled the game and just waited for the moments. We could have taken the lead a little bit earlier, twice a little bit unlucky. 2 deflected balls, I think, from Evan Guisson and Dachi Kamada, and then a good set play, good free kick. And then we said at halftime, let's keep the ball speed high and stick to the plan. And then there will be moments when they will be more open and wait for these situations. And then I think we could have decided the game a bit earlier. So it took us into the stoppage time, and then Evan Guisson decided the game. And second home win, back-to-back win at home, second clean sheet. So very good win.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have a saying in England about London buses, you wait ages for one and then 2 come along at the same time. It's been a bit like that, hasn't it, waiting for this first home win and then another one straight off the back of it. Can you use it now as a springboard for the rest of the season?
Yeah, now we play 2 away games, so can't use it at Old Trafford, but and then Tottenham. So, yes, I think we had to be honest, in the last weeks, and we said about it, we have to press the reset button after the January and after the transfer window. Mark leaving, JP not available, and the noise around him, and getting new players into the building, into the club, and let's say since then, we had just 10 terrible minutes against Burnley. Everything else was really good. Playing at Nottingham, getting the draw there, winning at Brighton, winning now twice at home. So not everything is perfect, to be honest. But here we can see the players are feeling better and better in the way we are playing. Of course, I can see some tactical issues we have to work on, but this will be in the next couple of weeks and months. But now we have stability again, especially in defense. These games in the Conference League are mainly completely different than Premier League games. But we had it similar at Nottingham after they had conceded a red card, and against Burnley. So it is challenging for us. We know this against such a deep block, and they are well organized, defending well. But I'm really pleased with this win.
And I have to say as well, the fans, the supporters were great throughout. At the end as well, towards the fans and towards you. How heartening was that for you?
Oh yes, I said it, I think, in the press conference before the game. The fans are always supporting the team and always behind the team. And today, I think Dean Henderson took a great part at the press conference, because he said everybody should enjoy Europe together, because it's the first time, and I don't know how quick Europe returns to Selhurst. So of course now at least one more time, and hopefully the European journey is a very long journey, and I think this is today great support from the beginning until the end, and I think this was and is one of our biggest strengths, this togetherness. And if there is, we have some noise sometimes in the group as well. Yeah, it's not that we're always hugging each other and kissing each other. So sometimes we're also really very critical and honest to each other. And I think this is the same with the fans. Then they are critical with us and they are honest with us. I think we are the same with them. But this is what a good relationship is all about. Yeah, to be honest to each other. Now I'm sure that we all will enjoy the rest of the season.
I think I heard you say on the television after the game that maybe you did give a couple of interviews which gave the wrong impression or upset the fans, and you were sorry for that. Is that the case?
No, I have to admit, but I said it before. I'm always honest, and this. I'm now 50. I turned 52 in summer, and I heard it from somebody. Oh, why you always say this? Yeah? So you don't need it, but I say I can't do it differently. Yeah? And if I feel something, then I say it. Yeah? And then I also have to take if this follows. So I don't care about it, because for me in this situation it was important to deliver this message without criticizing anyone. And this is because this is how I live my life, not just as a manager. Yeah, and then I say it, but I know that it's not always so easy to deal with it if somebody is straightforward, and that's why then I also can and have to live with some criticism, or people or fans don't like what I'm saying, but everybody hopefully knows that everything I'm doing, everything I'm saying is just for the success of Crystal Palace, and because this is the most important thing, because I know when we are successful, my life quality is much better than when it's the opposite.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Oliver, you'll obviously be pleased to win a second match in a row, and particularly with the late goal from Evan to give a little bit of extra positivity to the scoreline. But the Zrinski manager has just been in here and he said that he's pleased that Crystal Palace didn't embarrass his team over the two legs. Do you still feel that there's sort of a level to go, and your team are still quite far off the football they were playing in, let's say, like October, November, December time?
No, I think it's the wrong picture you have in your mind, because I spoke today with my assistants. I remember the FA Cup journey started with a 1-0 against Stockport, scoring after 4 minutes, and at the end it was very similar. And I remember we played at Doncaster, to be honest, a terrible 2-0. Yeah? Not a great performance. Yeah? We had Millwall at home with their keeper sent off. Yeah, and it took us very long to score the game winner with Eddie, the third goal. It was 2-1 for a long time, playing 85 minutes with one player more. So I think it's the wrong picture in this kind of games. We know this, yeah, and of course then when you know that this is something that we're sometimes struggling, yeah, with this very deep block. On the other side, we could win many games in a similar when we were this team, yeah. And so I don't think that any team who's in the round of the last 32, it was now round of 32. Was this?
Well, it was the playoff round. And then
yeah, but playoff, but 32 teams were left, or it's right, yeah. And I think there's no team who can get embarrassed by anyone, because they deserve that. They are the Bosnian champion. They have more international, their players have more international games than ours. So I think this is what I always respect. And I also spoke to my assistant today, because we are working together for a long time. And I remembered when we won the Europa League with Frankfurt, for example, we had one game that we won with 2 goals difference. It was Olympiacos at home. All the other games were a draw or winning by 1. And it's not always, and it's, I don't know, our 40th game about this year. Yeah, that's usually a full season for Crystal Palace. And with so many things going on, yeah, and again, in summer, yeah, with Ebb's situation until the end, with Mark's situation in summer, and Mark now leaving, JP's situation, yeah, then again new players coming in very late to integrate them, yeah, and struggling with some injuries. So many things are going on, and if this happens in a club, in a football club, it's always very, very noisy and very, very shaky. Yeah, and these were the last maybe 2 months. Yeah, they were shaky, but this is if you have such a season like we have with all the circumstances, then it's a kind of normal, I would say, and for me it's important that inside, even, and again I was critical in a few times, yeah, because when I mentioned when Mark was sold the day before the Sunderland game. I know, yeah, it was not the nicest way, but this is how I felt in this situation, yeah. And then I just had to express this, otherwise maybe I would have exploded. But the team and the staff and the club, we always stayed together. We always were very honest, and that's very, very good. And really, that's what I can just say. Like when I talk to Steve Parrish, we're always honest to each other, yeah. And he can deal with it, I can deal with it, because, and that's the greatest thing. We all want the best for Crystal Palace, and I think I mentioned it. He has no ego. It's not important. He doesn't feel important. I don't feel important, yeah, because we want the best for Crystal Palace. And I think now, let's say we have 2 years working together, and I think these are the best 2 years in Crystal Palace history right now. And we have still a couple of months to go, and we want to do it better. And I think every single win helps us.
Even though this is it's something new for Crystal Palace, it's the first season in European football, you're going to be asked a lot by us, by fans who stop you in the street, whether you can go on and win it, whether you will go on and win it. Can you understand why that is, and are you prepared for that? Because, even though it's the first season, you are the most valuable squad in the competition. You are seen by most people as being the favourites. Can you understand that, and are you prepared?
Yes,
for it?
I can understand, because I think when a team from the Premier League plays Conference League, then the expectation is you win it. But I think the market value, as soon as you play in the Premier League, you take this team into the Premier League, they have the 10 times more market value. It's of course the playing in the Premier League raises your value. But I see a difference. Again, Chelsea played last year, yeah, and I think they had 42 players in their squad. Last year they could rotate easily, and I don't know how many, almost 2 billion they spent in the last couple of years. I think they were better prepared than the Crystal Palace can be. No criticism, please don't write it. It's normal, yeah, for Crystal Palace that it's new, and we finished 13th, yeah, whereas Chelsea finished 5th, 4th, I don't know exactly, yeah. So yeah, differently. And I mentioned it. Other teams, West Ham. Yeah. Then they were struggling in the league. Newcastle played the first time Champions League, European football with Newcastle. They were struggling in the Premier League. And we are playing right now the best season in the Premier League. So I think the perspective sometimes isn't the real, or doesn't show the reality. Yeah? Because, and again, I have to do it sometimes, and I think I mentioned it. Sometimes I get emotional, and if I get emotional, I always look at facts, yeah. And then I see, Crystal Palace at this stage of the Premier League, they just had once they had one more point. This was last year. So Oliver, what are you talking about with all the noise? Losing the captain. Now with good signings in, but now we have to create. Or integrate them into the way we are playing, into the group. And fortunately, a great group has been here. Fortunately, great characters have coming in, so this goes quite well. But a lot of things happened, and I think that's why it was a little bit shaky.
Okay, 2 more in this section.
Hi, Oliver. Just on that idea of there being the shaky moments this season, do you think now that obviously the transfer window's closed, you've won 2 games in a row, your injury problems seem to be reducing a bit, and we've just heard you say you've received 100% assurance about your future. Do you think you could be past that shaky stage of the season now and move towards a calmer period?
I think we all hope so. Depends a little bit on you, what you are focusing on. Because if you're always asking the same things and you write the same things, it will be a little bit shaky. To be honest, I don't read anything. It's a little bit of self-protection. I spoke to my mom today. She reads too much. She was now in rehab because she got a new hip, and she has too much time to read all this stuff. And then she said, she's getting so nervous when she reads all these things. I said, stay calm. 78. It's all good. Most important thing is that you are healthy, and this is just what happens, But yeah, we will, like always, and this is what we always did, and we always gave our best. And I think, I don't know who asked me yesterday, I think it was you, about the bad performances in the last weeks, why the mood is like this. I don't know who asked me. And then I thought, we had a great performance against Man United at home. We lost 2-1 with 2 set plays. First half it should be 3-0 for us. It was a great performance. We played a very good first half against Chelsea. Yeah. We played a great half against City. The result at the end was 3-0. Yeah. But we didn't have the consistency over the entire game. But we really played many good games, and in the now we have better results. We have the clean sheets again. Yeah. But captain is leaving. And Mark, I think, played almost every game. He was the leader in the defense. Yeah. So. Let's see, but I hope that it will be a little bit calmer.
Thank you.
We wish Mrs. Glasner well.
She is, thanks.
Okay. Bobby, last couple in this section.
It feels like quite a big week for Evan Gassand. 2 goals in 2 games. He was efficient tonight, whether he was in the wider area or drifting inside almost as a second striker. Just what did you make of his performance?
Yes, very good performance. So I think he was the one who was fouled before the first goal. He had the big chance. Where the goalkeeper had a great save and he decided the game. And yes, he's an instinct player in the attack, and we want to leave him this instinct in the attack. I think defensively we have a bit of work to do with him to understand, because, for example, he closed the passing way to the wing back. This is our trigger to press. He opened the middle in a few times, but it's different, as I said, and he will get used to it. But yeah, in the attack, he's doing really well. He's giving us something special, some kind of creativity. Also can dribble 1v1 and can finish and score. So now he has 2 goals, 1 assist in 3 or 4 appearances, and yeah, it's good.
And how has he responded here after a tough introduction at Aston Villa to English football? Is it almost he's more comfortable in this system, and is that why you're getting better results from him?
Did we say that we talked to him in summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so So of course I had a long Zoom call with him, and they played a 3-4-3 system at Nice, and he had in this position he had his best season ever at Nice, and he feels well there because sometimes he played as a striker, sometimes he played as a winger, and he never felt 100%. I think this is his position perfectly, where he has the freedom to move in the right areas. He can drop into the striker position where he feels he can help the team, and he gets this freedom in our attack. And so unfortunately we couldn't realize the deal in summer, but now he's here, and I think he still things to improve, but he shows that he can help us.
Just to follow up on the summer, was he a player that you identified, or was it a wider scouting network thing at the club?
No, it's always, I define the profile, and our scouting finds the players. And I don't have the time to watch all the European football games. To be honest, I never watched a game from Nice. But they showed him, and there were. It's always you have a few players, and he was one of them. Because we knew when Epps will leave, we need somebody who can score and assist, and also somebody who can dribble past one. Because this is maybe what Epps was more or less the only one last year, and Evan is getting better and better in this position. But again, it's also good to have Brennan. There will be other games where we need a little bit more runs in behind. We have Jeremy. Jeremy is maybe the one who brings the game very well into the final third. Yeah. So it's good having now a few options, and we will need all of them.